major fire broke out at an industrial estate on Ripple Road in Barking, East London, prompting one of the largest firefighting responses in the area. Around 100 firefighters and 15 fire engines were deployed as thick smoke rose high above the city and major roads were affected. The incident demonstrated how modern firefighting technology and coordinated emergency planning help contain dangerous industrial fires while protecting both firefighters and nearby communities. What happened at the industrial estate in Barking? A serious fire erupted at a commercial property on Ripple Road in Barking. Emergency services received multiple calls and rapidly mobilized a large response. Heavy smoke spread across the area and authorities advised residents to keep doors and windows closed while crews worked to contain the blaze. Why was such a large number of firefighters needed? Industrial and warehouse fires can spread rapidly because of large open spaces, high fuel loads, and complex building layouts. Commanders increased resources to ensure enough personnel were available for fire attack, water supply safety monitoring, and protection of nearby structures. How do firefighters assess a major warehouse fire when they arrive? The first crews focus on life safety, fire size, building construction, possible hazardous materials, and exposure risks. Incident commanders gather information quickly before deciding whether firefighters can safely enter the building or must fight the fire from outside. What technology helps firefighters see through smoke? Thermal imaging cameras detect heat rather than visible light. These devices allow crews to locate hidden fire, identify dangerous hotspots, track fire spread, and improve firefighter safety even in dense smoke. Why are aerial ladder platforms important during large fires? Aerial ladder platforms provide elevated water streams that can reach roof areas and deep sections of industrial buildings. They also help firefighters monitor fire behavior from above and protect neighboring structures from radiant heat. How do firefighters know when a building may collapse? Fire officers continuously monitor visible signs of structural damage, including roof sagging, steel deformation, unusual sounds, and increasing heat levels. Thermal imaging and experienced structural assessment help commanders determine when conditions become unsafe. Why do warehouse roofs become dangerous during fires? Steel loses strength as temperatures rise. Large roof spans common in warehouses can weaken significantly when exposed to prolonged heat, creating a risk of sudden collapse. What is the difference between offensive and defensive firefighting? Offensive firefighting involves entering a structure to attack the fire directly. Defensive firefighting focuses on fighting the fire from outside when collapse risks or fire intensity make interior operations unsafe. How does a tactical shift occur during a major fire? As conditions change, commanders may transition from interior firefighting to exterior operations. Resources are repositioned to protect surrounding buildings, control fire spread, and maintain firefighter safety. What role does water supply play during industrial fires? Large warehouse fires require enormous amounts of water. Fire crews establish multiple hydrant connections and high-capacity pumping systems to deliver continuous water flow to firefighters and aerial appliances. How are firefighters protected from heat exhaustion? Firefighters work in rotating teams. Crew members are regularly relieved, provided with hydration, and medically monitored to reduce fatigue and heat-related injuries during long operations. Why is smoke considered a major hazard? Industrial smoke can contain harmful gases, fine particles, and combustion products. Even people far from the flames can be affected, which is why authorities often advise residents to remain indoors with windows and doors closed. How can drones assist during major fires? Modern drones provide aerial views, thermal mapping, and real-time intelligence. They help commanders understand fire spread, identify hot spots, and assess building conditions without placing personnel in dangerous areas. What is thermal mapping? Thermal mapping uses infrared technology to create temperature-based images. These maps help identify hidden fire spread areas and support tactical decision-making. How do commanders coordinate such a large operation? Major incidents are divided into operational sectors. Each sector has supervisors who report to a central command structure, ensuring communication remains organized and effective. Why is communication so important during a warehouse fire? Conditions can change within seconds. Clear communication allows commanders to share hazards, coordinate resources, and order emergency evacuations if necessary. How are nearby buildings protected? Firefighters often create protective water streams between the fire and adjacent structures. This reduces heat transfer and lowers the risk of fire spreading beyond the original site. What environmental concerns arise during industrial fires? Smoke, air pollution, contaminated runoff water, and hazardous materials are major concerns. Specialized teams monitor environmental risks and help reduce impacts on surrounding areas. How does modern technology improve firefighter safety? Thermal imaging, advanced communications, improved protective equipment, real-time monitoring systems, and drone support all contribute to better decision-making and reduced risk. What happens after the flames are controlled? Firefighters continue cooling hot spots, conducting safety inspections, and assisting investigators who work to determine the fire's origin and cause. What lessons can be learned from incidents like the barking fire? Rapid response, strong command structures, modern technology, effective communication, and firefighter safety procedures remain essential for controlling large industrial fires and preventing greater losses. Finally, the East London industrial fire demonstrated the complexity of modern firefighting operations. Through coordinated teamwork, advanced technology, careful risk assessment, and continuous adaptation, firefighters were able to contain a dangerous blaze while protecting lives, property, and surrounding communities. As industrial environments continue to evolve, modern firefighting methods will remain critical in meeting increasingly complex challenges. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth educational content about emergency response technology, major incidents, and public safety.